Section 1, Chapter 1. Consider this as a kind of audiobook. I know I prefer when I have time to listen to an audiobook. And so if you're choosing that you'd rather do this than read the chapter, I hope you enjoy. Chapter 1, Section 1 is about life and life science and what makes us life scientists. Asking about life. Imagine that it's summer and you're lying in the grass in the park, casually looking around. 3 dogs are playing on your left. A few bumblebees are visiting nearby flowers, and an ant is carrying a crumb away from your sandwich. Suddenly, a question pops into your head. How do ants find food? Then you think about another question. Why do bees visit the yellow flowers and not the red ones? Congratulations. You have just taken the first steps towards becoming a life scientist. How'd you do it? You observed the living world around you. You were curious and asked questions about your observations. Those steps are what life science is all about. Life science is the study of living things. It all starts with a question. The world around you is full of amazing diversity of life. Single-celled algae float unseen in ponds. Giant redwood trees seem to touch the sky, and 40-ton whales swim through the oceans. For every living thing or organism that has ever lived, you could ask many questions. Those questions could include, how does the organism get its food? Where does it live? And why does it behave in a particular way? In your own backyard. Questions are easy to think of. Take a look around your room, your home, your neighborhood. What questions about life science come to mind? The student in figure 1 has a question about some very familiar organisms. Do you know the answers to any of these questions? How do birds know where they go when they migrate? Why do leaves change color in the fall? Why did the dinosaurs die out? Touring the world. The questions you can ask about your neighborhood are just a sample of the questions you could ask about the world. The world is made up of very different places, such as deserts, forests, coral reefs, and tide pools. Just about anywhere you go, you'll find some kind of organism. If you observe these organisms, you can easily think of questions to ask about them. Life scientists. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine you're a life scientist. What do you see? Do you see someone who's in a laboratory and peering into a microscope? Which of the people in figure 2 do you think is a life scientist? Anyone. If you guess that all of these people in figure 2 are life scientists, you're all right. Anyone can investigate the world around us. Women and men from any culture or ethnic background can become life scientists. Anywhere. Making investigations in a laboratory is an important part of life science, but life science can be studied in many other places too. Life scientists carry out investigations on farms and forests and the oceans and even space. They work for businesses and hospitals, government agencies, and universities. Many are also teachers. Anything. What a life scientist studies is determined by one thing, his or her curiosity. Life scientists specialize in many different areas of life science. They may study how organisms function and behave. They may study how organisms interact with each other and with the environment. Some life scientists explore how organisms reproduce, pass traits on from one generation to the next. Some life scientists investigate ancient origins of organisms and the ways in which organisms have changed over time. Why ask questions? What is the point of asking all these questions? Life scientists find some interesting answers. But do any answers really matter? Will the answers affect your life? Absolutely. As you study life science, you'll see how the investigations of life science affect you and all living things around you. Fighting diseases. Polio is a disease that causes paralysis by affecting the brain and nerves. Do you know anyone who has polio? Probably not. The polio virus has been eliminated from most of the world, but at one time it was much more common. In 1952, before life scientists discovered ways to prevent the spread of polio virus, it infected 58,000 Americans. Today, life scientists continue to research ways to fight diseases. Acquired immune deficiency syndrome, or AIDS, is a disease that kills millions of people every year. The scientists in figure 3 are trying to learn more about AIDS. Life scientists have discovered how the virus that causes AIDS is carried from one person to another. Scientists have also learned how the virus affects the body. By learning more about the virus, scientists can find a cure for this deadly disease. Understanding inherited diseases. Some diseases, such as cystic fibrosis, are inherited. They are passed from parents to children. Most of the information that controls an organism's cells is inherited as a code of information. Changes in small parts of this information can cause organisms to be born with or develop certain diseases. The scientist in Figure 4 is one of the many scientists worldwide who are studying the ways inherited diseases, the code, that controls their cells. By learning about this code, scientists hope to find ways to cure or prevent inherited diseases. Protecting the environment. Life scientists also study environmental problems on Earth. Many environmental problems are caused by people's misuse of natural resources. Understanding how we affect the world around us is the first step to finding solutions to the problems such as pollution and extinction of wildlife. Why should we try to decrease the population? Population can harm our health and our health of our organisms. Water pollution may be the cause for a frog deformity seen in Minnesota and other states. Pollution in oceans kills marine mammals, birds, and fish. By finding ways to produce less pollution, we can help make the world a healthier place. When we cut down trees to clear land for crops or for lumber, we change and sometimes destroy habitats. The man in Figure 5 is part of a team of Russians and American scientists studying Siberian tigers. Hunting and the loss of forests have caused the tiger to become almost extinct. By learning about the tiger's food and habitat needs, the scientists hope to develop a plan that will ensure their survival. This ends section 1.1. There are a few questions available for you to check.